Good morning, and here we are, Cornwall, ride 2. Today's my long day. Not too sure how far I'm going to do today. Maybe 30-40 miles. Weather's really good, perfect cycling weather. A little bit of blue in the sky, but a little bit of cloud, just not keeping it nice and cool. So we've actually got the shorts on, shorts and short sleeves today, as opposed to the last video you saw 2 days ago, me with all my wet weather gear on. Had to rush out this morning, buy some bike cleaning gear because it was in a bit of a state after Sunday's ride, and I wasn't expecting to go out in that sort of weather. Didn't bring any cleaning gear with me, but there's a bike shop a couple of miles down the road, had some stuff in. It was Nikon stuff, which I'd rather not have used, but it was a case of needs must really. Hang on, I'm just going to change gear. That's better. So the aim of today is to get some hill work in. No matter where you go in Cornwall, it's hilly, so I figured, but as I say, we're down with the family, so I figured one day I'll take a day out. We've all gone off and done our own things really today, so I planned in what's going to be a 30-mile ride to start with from our accommodation back, and then I've got the option then to add on either a 10 or 20-mile loop on top of that, depending on how I feel. Aim of today is to climb as much as I can. If you follow me on Strava, you'll see that there won't be any average speed records from me today, but it's all about the elevation. The plan is to go over at least 3,000 feet of climbing, maybe even nearer 3,500 if time allows and I feel strong enough for it. So country lanes are all quite nice. I've been going for a couple of miles now and I've done a couple of climbs. As you can tell, I'm a little bit out of breath already, but I'll return you to the bike. You see some of the country lanes. Some of the country lanes are really nice. A couple that I've come down are really horrible. Whilst it's nice that these roads are quiet, it's easy now as cars approaching from the front and the rear. The fact that they're quiet means they're not particularly well maintained, and a couple of my early roads, well, don't know about being on the Giant, I could have probably done with being on the 29er, so that was a bit tricky. Didn't get them on the video, but I've got to go on them on the way back, so maybe you'll get to see them on the way back. So I'm coming up to a bit of a road junction. I'm going to return you back to the front of the bike, and we'll see you later on the road. So here we are, what I think is just over the halfway stage of the ride. I've done around, if you can see that, nearly 17 miles of my planned 30, but I'm really not too sure how many I've got left to go now, because I got to a place called Holywell on the coast, and the route I planned on with Rod GPS, it would appear, took me through some sort of military firing range or military training area or something, so I couldn't go through there. So I had to do a bit of a U-turn, back up a bloody steep hill, out to the main road and around a little bit, and eventually, more by luck than judgment, to be honest with you, I stumbled across my original route again. So I'm now back on my original route, but I have no idea whether I've cut mileage off of the original route or I've added new mileage. So who knows? I'm just going to follow the route back to base and see where I am when I get there, mileage wise and climbing wise. As long as I get 30-35 miles in today, really, I'll be quite happy. And I certainly know that I've done some climbing. I'd have no idea how much. I haven't got the climbing tracker on my Garmin, but my average speed is only about 12.6 miles an hour, something like that. And normally back on the roads at home that are relatively flat compared to this, I can whip along at 15-16 miles an hour quite easily. So I know this is a lot tougher, a lot tougher than home. But that was the point of bringing the bike and coming out on at least one long ride this week, was to get some hill training in, which I'm certainly doing. So this will probably be my only long ride for the week. I'll do a couple of short ones sort of for the rest of the week, and then I've got a 45-mile charity ride on Sunday, day after I get back. So that'll get me over my mileage target for the week, and it will certainly get me about over any. I don't have a climbing target, but if I had one, I'm sure I'll be over it for the week. So I'm going to crack on now, because as I say, I have no idea how long I've got to, how far I've got to go, how long it's going to take me to get back or anything, but I'm going to get going. Just before I do, I'll show you some of the great views I've had while I've been out. I think that's a field of lavender there. Not really sure. It's purple plants as far as I'm concerned. Don't really do plants very well. But yeah, this is the type of countryside I'm riding in this week, which is great. A lot better than the busy urbanised roads of Berkshire, I have to tell you. Right, back on the bike, and we'll catch you on the road. So we've been back en route for a while, and according to the sat nav I should be about 5 miles from home, and I don't think that's going to be too far out, because I've started seeing a couple of signposts for places that were I saw quite near the start of the route. St Newlyn East and somewhere else, Gummo Shop, wherever Gummo Shop is all about, and I remember those from being not too far from the start. So I reckon my plan 30 miles is going to be about 30 miles. I was going to go a little bit longer, but I'm not sure if I am now. What with the detour. Oh. Sorry, I was going a bit quick there. That was probably that would have been very noisy with the wind. I was doing a little bit of a downhill there. I was going to change gear again. Go back uphill now, so it's going to be slower. Yeah, so I think my 30 miles planned is what I'm going to do. I've had an awful lot of climbing for me, even by my standards, and I don't normally mind a climb, so I'm not going to go too mental and tack any more miles on, I don't think. Struggling to average much more than 12 miles an hour at the moment, so I thought I might be done for 30 miles in just under 2 hours. That was laughable. It's going to take me probably 2.5, so I think 30 will be enough for me today. With the other couple of short rides I've got planned this week, and the big one at the end of the week, I should get my miles in for the week anyway. So this will be last bit for the video, really, on the road. I might do a bit of a wrap up at the end, see how I feel. Until next time, we'll see you on the road. So that's my Cornwall hilly ride done. I think that's probably the toughest ride I've ever done, to be fair. Not in terms of distance. Distance was 57 miles, which is, yeah, it's anything over 50 for me I term as a long ride, but not as a 57 is not a massive ride. I've done that plenty of times, this year, let alone ever. But the climbing was tough. 4,500 feet of climbing, all bar about 10 feet. 4,490 I think was the exact figure, and that was hard. I don't think I've ever ridden with that much climbing in any ride ever before. let alone with that sort of distance, and that was really tough, and I'm feeling it a bit now back. But now I soak in the hot tub and just sort of sort myself out a little bit really. But it was really good. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about how to climb hills. I learned a lot about being out on the bike for a long time, because I only averaged about 12 miles an hour because of the long slow descents. So I've learned a bit about combating some boredom on the bike, which I'll share with you in another video. And I learned a bit about eating and drinking properly as well. So all in all, whilst it was a hard, tough ride, and may well be the only ride I really do down here while I'm down here for a week in Cornwall, it was definitely worth the effort. So I'll share some of those secrets, well not those secrets, but some of that information with you in another video soon. As usual, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.